that mean girl thing, like I feel like to be a woman, period, you can't just have this mean spirit and just, I don't want to be around nobody like that. I don't want to be associated with nobody that's super mean or just super, every time I come around you, like you mean to others. You might be nice to me, but you're mean to, I don't like that. You know, classy girls and high value women, I just don't think they're bashful. They don't have time to do that. They empower others. They want to make others feel just how they feel, or they want to make others feel really, really good about themselves and really confident and feel like they can live the lives that they live. Like, that's how I feel like a high value woman is. So I know that you feeling me. Hey girlfriends and boyfriends, welcome back to another video. I'm Ashley if you're new, and if you're not new and you're already one of mine, hey girl, hey boy, I told you I was gonna call you back. So today we're getting into a little girl talk, hence the wine. I have some lemonade. This is called Lemonade. It's from a black owned winery here in Alabama. I will leave it linked below because you can literally like buy it without going to the winery, and it really tastes like lemonade. So I was like in a good mood, not like for a super deep red wine or anything. I just wanted something really chill. This isn't chill, this has 18% in it, alcohol, but yeah, that's why it's all the way down here. So yeah, we're just gonna get into this girl talk. As you can see from the title, we're gonna be talking about being a high value woman. That has been a topic that has been taking over the internet, and it's something that more people are starting to, I guess, do, but it's something that we as women should have been doing from the get-go. So I just want to talk about it a little bit. I want to talk about, you know, how to be a high value woman, what it means to be a high value woman, because a lot of people don't know what a high value woman is. Men. And it's just, we listen, it's time to know your worth. It's time to reverence yourself how you're supposed to be reverenced. It's just time to literally date in your value bracket. Like, it's time. So I just want to talk about being a high value woman, because that's something that's really like complimentary. Like, if someone called you a high value woman, that's like one of the top tier like compliments. Like, for me, a top tier compliment is, oh, you smell good. That's like up there with that. So we're just gonna dive into this. We're gonna drink a little wine. So get you some wine. I'm gonna drink my wine. And we just gonna talk about this. We just gonna talk. We just gonna have a girl talk. We're gonna chit chat with me in the comments. I'm gonna be down there. So yeah, meet me there. And we're just about to get into this video. Let me take a sip. Y'all. It really tastes like lemonade. It's a fruit wine. It tastes like lemonade. So anywho, we're gonna start talking about the high value woman and what it means to be a high value woman. I know like society has started talking about like black girls in luxury and high value women and how to be more feminine in this soft life and this and that and this, but all in all, it's all basically the same thing. High value women, for me, like, they know their worth. They don't put up with BS. They don't compromise their standards, their values for anyone. They know what they want, who they want, when they want, how they want. Like, they have a value. Like, a high value woman is literally that. Like, you are of high value. So you know your self-worth. And that's something that I know a lot of women like struggle with, because a lot of, just being real, men, they don't appreciate a high value woman, or a high valued woman is too independent or too this, too that for them. But in actuality, they may not be a high value man. I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna say like a man isn't of high value. We're not gonna make this about men. I'm just trying to give y'all a example. When I think of a high value woman, I think of a woman that knows her self-worth. Like, she doesn't equate her worth to what she can give physically, what she can give just by appearances. Like, that's not a high value woman to me. A high value woman is just someone that knows her worth. Like, she doesn't allow social media, or she doesn't allow what other people say to dictate how she feels, or how she's going to live her life, or how she's going to do this, or how she's going to do that. If she likes red and everyone else likes blue, she's not going to like blue because everybody else likes blue. She's going to go like red. Like, that's a high value woman to me. Like, it's setting a standard for yourself and not settling for that, for anything other than that. You know, like, a lot of times women and men in general, people, we can set a standard and kind of, I don't want to say not live up to that standard, but we kind of like compromise. We compromise our standards. And baby, high value women don't do that. They do not compromise. If you do not meet the value or the quality of whatever it is that they want, on to the next. I think that's how everyone should be anyway. Like, set your standard, and if your standard is your standard, don't compromise your standard for anyone. Literally anyone. Because at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, a lot of other people, they won't compromise how they feel or their standards for you. So why compromise for them? And I feel like when you compromise who you are, or when you compromise what you like or what you want, or your standards in general, you're setting yourself up for failure, because you know exactly what you want. But when you compromise that, it's still setting yourself up for failure, because you know you're not getting exactly what you wanted from the get-go. So I hope I didn't confuse y'all, but it's just knowing your worth, knowing who you are, knowing what you want. That's a high value woman to me. And I am so adamant now about not settling for less, because girl, in my lifetime, I mean, I lived a long life so far, but I lived a short life, but it's been long. I have compromised my standards for some people, for some things, and I'm just not about to do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. My life is so much more fulfilled, so much more happier, so much more clear since I don't you know, compromise my standards for people, or compromise what I want or who I want to be because you don't like it, or because you don't like it, or because you're intimidated by it. Like, we don't do that. High value women, I'm a high value woman. High value women don't do that. And let's just say this, the mean girl era thing, when it comes to being high value, you know how like some people, they'll see, oh, when I think high value, I think of like someone that is like a Claire Huxtable, right? That's what I think, like Claire Huxtable. And so with that, it can kind of come like too independent, mean, because you won't compromise, you may be seen as mean. But high value women are really compassionate and really kind. Like, you display kindness to everyone, and you are so sweet and so nice. Like, this mean girl thing, there was a mean girl era, I guess. You know, everyone had the mean girl era growing up. Like, whether you were the mean girl or whether you weren't, you experienced that. And for me, women that are of high value, they don't do that. They don't belittle somebody or belittle situations or things around them to make themselves feel better. Like, you're nice, you're kind, you're compassionate, you are the epitome of a woman. And a woman, when you think of a woman, you think about being soft, you think about being caring, loving, kind, peace. Like, that's what you think about when you think of a woman. And so to embody a high value woman, I feel like a woman should be kind, should be nice to everyone, should make everyone feel like they're a part, even if they know that they're not a part, you know, or should make everyone feel like they, you know, deserve to be in your presence. Because you know how sometimes, like, let's just use for example, like maids, like, oh, that's so good. But let's lose like maids. Like, people can sometimes look down on maids, but at the end of the day, they're still people. You treat them how you want to be treated. They're just doing a job. Granted, it may not be the job you want, but they're just doing a job. So be kind, be nice, because they can be high value women too. They just clean up for a living. You are a high value woman. You could just stay at home for a living. You could do nothing for a living. You know, just being kind and being nice. And I'm so big on that, because that mean girl thing, like, I feel like to be a woman, period. You can't just have this mean spirit and just, I don't want to be around nobody like that. I don't want to be associated with nobody that's super mean or just super, every time I come around you, like you mean to others. You might be nice to me, but you're mean to, I don't like that. High value women for me, girl, nice, compassionate, kind, peaceful, soft. Like, that's a high value woman to me. Buckle up, buckle up. Because a high value woman is also mature. Y'all, I cannot tell you how many immature women I know. And granted, we're still growing. Like, I'm still in my 20s. And I know a lot of people that are still in their 20s. But it's a lot of, I mean, at a certain age, I feel like you should mature. And it's a lot of immature women. And you can't be this feminine, this most feminine energy, but you're not mature. And what I mean by that, like, I'm gonna give y'all some examples. Like, me and my friends, we were talking the other day. We was just like, y'all, like, it's, you remember like when you were young and like you used to text somebody or they text you and you be like, oh, I'm too busy, but you literally saw the message. Or like just playful, like playing games with people, playing mind games. Like, girl, I had my fair share. I ain't gonna lie, I did that. I definitely did that. It was fun. It was real fun. But as you mature, stuff like that don't, you know, seem to excite you. And that's just a part of it. Like, I'm just giving you an example of what me and my friends were talking about. And it's just like, you can't be a high value woman, or you can't be a woman that wants to exude this high value energy when you're constantly out here playing with people, or you're out here doing Lord knows what. You know, just be mature. We were also talking about how like people can make mistakes in relationships, and if it's not a deal breaker, you know how like you can just draw something out for so long and it's not even like, I'm trying to give y'all a good example, because when I say mature, like I really mean mature. Like I consider myself high value. I don't have time for certain things. Like, if I want something, I'm going to go after what I want. If I don't want something, I'm going to say I don't want that. I'm not going to play games. Like, I'm in a relationship. Perfect example. I'm in a relationship and people approach me all the time, but it's just like the old me probably would have just took that and just had someone to talk to or string along, knowing that I wasn't going to do anything with them. But me being mature and me being aware of what I want and who I want, and just being aware of where I want to go in life. I don't have time to play with people. I don't have time to play with people's feelings. I don't have time to play games. And I just feel like when you're of that high value area, or when you're in that area of life, you don't play games. Like, you don't have time to play games. You don't have time to do immature things. You don't have time to do anything that doesn't serve where you're trying to go in life, where you are in life. Like, it's almost as if you're saying it's not on my level, I'm not worried about it. Like, if it ain't up here, if it ain't eye level, I'm not about to look up and I'm not about to look down. I'm about to look straight ahead. Like, that's how I feel. So when it comes to maturity, like, I feel like women definitely have to be mature to be a high value woman. Like, you have to be mature. You have to be focused on living the level life that you want to live. If you're constantly playing games, if you're constantly immature about things, if you constantly can't come to a grown-up decision or think with a grown-up mind, then you can't be high value, because to me, that's just not what that is. Like, you definitely have to be mature. And I know I'm staying on this for a long time, but it's a lot of people that are not mature, and it's just crazy, because it's like, I look at myself and I look at how old I am, or I look at, you know, my mindset with some things, and I'm just like, how can you have that mindset? Like, you done been through XYZ in your life, and you done dealt with XYZ in your life, and you done seen XYZ in your life, and you still like that. And then it's women that's older than me that's still not mature. So it's just like, that has to be a miserable life. Like, I do not ever want to live or be old and just miserable. So I don't know, like, it's a lot of, even when I look at like reality shows sometimes, like I don't consider a lot of people that are on reality shows, and this is just my opinion. I don't know. I don't think that they are high value women. They're very immature. They're very not everyone, but some people. Yeah, they're just immature. Like, some stuff you do is just like, why? Like, why do that? Or why be around that? Or why condone it? Or why entertain that? Be mature. I'm about to get off this because I can stay on there for all day. But I just feel like a high value woman is definitely mature. Like, definitely. Now, a high value woman to me has class, y'all. Class. You have to have class to be a high value woman. And class can be exuded in different ways. It can be exuded with how you dress, places you go, how you speak. Like, it can go with so many things. And most times women kind of get class you know, confused because they don't know how to show class. But your clothes, I mean, maybe you don't have the classiest clothes, but you still can show class by how you talk or how you act towards others or how you handle situations. You can show class by how you sit at the table and eat your food. Food is good to me. When I go on dates and when I go out with my friends and stuff, I enjoy my food. But everyone's gonna tell you I'm not gonna pig out at no table. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna take my fork, I'm gonna take my knife, I'm gonna cut my food, and I do that at home as well. It's not for show. I started embedding that in my life when I knew what I wanted to be and how I wanted to be. And it's just something that I've been doing for years now, and it's just second nature to me. So I'm not gonna pig out at a table. Like, that's showing class. Or maybe you don't know how to show class at a table. It's how you talk to people, like how you say things that are or could be deemed mean in a nice way, or how you, like, I can say, woo, that outfit is ugly. That's not classy to say to someone. That's gonna make someone feel very, very sad about themselves, or very, you know, unconfident in themselves. I can't think of the right word. I'm about to try. Insecure. It can make them feel insecure. Versus in a classist way, I can say, well, that's not the most flattering on you. Try this. Or, maybe we need to change the outfit because it doesn't look right for this occasion, or it doesn't look right for that occasion. Let's give another example. Woo, this food is nasty. That's not classy. That's not classist to say. You can say, it's really good. Next time I would try to add, you know, so-and-so, so-and-so. I would try to add a little pinch of salt, a little garlic, a little. It's how you say things. It's how you present yourself. And that goes hand in hand with being feminine. Like, classy and feminine, they go hand in hand. You cannot be a high value woman if you aren't those. Like, for me, listen, I'm giving you my tips, but I'm trying to tell you how I feel too. We having a girl talk. Just if you don't agree, in the comments down below, I'm down there. Come talk to me. But I just feel like classiness is not necessarily even how you dress. Like, most people think it is how you dress or what you drive or these appearance things, but classiness is so deep within yourself. Like, I have worked on and worked on and worked on this, and I'm still working on it. But I'm starting to excel in just speaking classy. Or I think I've mastered eating out classy. Like, I think I've mastered that because I took like etiquette classes at the YMCA when I was younger, and it just stuck with me. So I think I have that down pat. But as far as speaking, like, sometimes I can still say things that I don't mean any harm by, but by me saying it, it's like, you know, it's like one of those situations. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. I feel like that's the ultimate goal of being classy. A high value woman is not gonna make someone feel bad or feel shameful or be really rude. There are ways to say things and be sassy without all the extra, like without all the bashfulness. And, you know, classy girls and high value women, I just don't think they're bashful. They don't have time to do that. They empower others. They want to make others feel just how they feel, or they want to make others feel really, really good about themselves and really confident and feel like they can live the lives that they live. Like, that's how I feel like a high value woman is. As far as being classy, I don't necessarily feel like a high value woman has to dress the most classiest or has to drive the most classiest things. What I feel like, it has to be deep within. What comes out of your mouth has to be classy. What comes out of your brain has to be classy. Like, even the things you think, what you say to others, how you make others feel. Like, that's how you make others feel. That's how I feel like a high value woman would be, you know. So if you aren't that and you are, you know, wanting to be a high value woman, I encourage you to try it. I encourage you to be mindful of what you say, what you think, how you make others feel, how you disagree with someone but still trying to make them feel good about themselves. That's the ultimate goal anyway. So I just have two more things that I feel like are really necessary as far as being a high value woman. I feel like high value women take care of themselves. And when I was talking about classiness, like how like your dress may not necessarily, because like I can put on some sweats and something and I can still be high class, or I could put on a hoodie or a t-shirt and some leggings and go somewhere and still be high class. But taking care of yourself is so much more deeper than physical appearance as well. Taking care of your mental space. So if you know you aren't feeling your best mentally, doing some things to take care of yourself, like meditating or doing yoga or reading a book or praying. Like, I feel like that's something that goes hand in hand with being a high value woman. I also feel like if another aspect of taking care of yourself, like if you are physically feeling some type of way, take care of yourself. Go work out. That's something I struggle with. But go work out or change your eating habits, or, you know, just taking care of your temple. Because as a high value woman, you kind of already know, like, how am I gonna put it? You already kind of know like what you want in life and what you want out of life. And so it's like taking care of yourself kind of makes that happen. Like, you can't get to the space you want to be in if you don't take care of yourself. So when I say take care of yourself, I'm talking about physically, but I'm also talking about mentally, emotionally, you know, getting those emotional things in. Like, for me, I know praying, y'all, I adapted this from somebody. I don't even remember who it was. I get my phone. Let me show y'all. I made God a text message thread. And I don't know what number I put in, but I made him a text message thread. And baby, me and him be talking. Like, we be talking. And for me, that's taking care of myself when I don't feel my best, when I don't feel mentally or emotionally stable. I just grab my phone and I go and I talk to God. And not to say that I don't talk to him like out in, you know, person, but sometimes like I don't feel like physically saying it, or I don't feel like putting my words out. So I get my phone and I text him away, and I know he still gets it. He gets it anyway that I give it to him. And so I adapted that from somebody. I don't know who it was. I forgot who it was. But baby, me and God text. We text all day, every day. I text him in the morning when I'm just feeling like it. In nighttime, I text him all throughout the day. Like, whenever I feel like it. Like how I would text my friend if I thought about something, I do that. And that helps my mental. I make sure I take care of myself. I make sure I take care of my emotional. And I do that, but I also do other things. Like, I drink teas. I drink uncaffeinated teas. I just started drinking matchas. The bomb. But I drink like teas. Those help me. I read. I love to read. I have reading apps on my phone. Like, I read books, and granted, they're not like the best books to read, but that helps me wind my mind down. Like, when my mind is racing, I read books. I do things that make me happy. I cook when I'm feeling like really like triggered or just overly emotional or overly drained mentally. I cook. That helps me. So yeah, like, I take care of myself. I take care of my temple, because I know my temple needs to be taken care of. Like, I know my temple needs to be taken care of, so I take care of my temple. And when I take care of myself, I'm getting closer and closer to my dreams of being that ultimate high value woman. And that's something I feel like, even if you don't want to be a high value woman, I don't know why you wouldn't want to be, but even if that isn't your goal, I still feel like that's something that you should do. Like, you should make sure you take care of yourself mentally and emotionally, because if you are pouring from a well with no water and it's not getting replenished with water, eventually you're gonna run out. So you have to take care of yourself, y'all. My last step, y'all, I feel like this is so important. That's why I saved it for last. Self-awareness. This is something that I have not been 100% always, I guess, proficient in. I was a person that didn't like to be self-aware. I didn't want to be like told what I was doing, how I was doing it. I didn't want to take like accountability for my actions. I didn't want to be self-aware of the things that I needed to change because I thought I was perfect. And that's not how you're supposed to be. You're always supposed to be growing. You're always supposed to be trying to achieve a certain goal. If you were done growing, if you were done you know, achieving certain goals or doing certain things in life, you wouldn't be here. So I feel like it's necessary for us to continue to grow and for us to, you know, always make an effort to stay self-conscious of yourself. And I saved this for last because it's like one of the most important things to me. Lately, I have been very self-aware of some certain things that I've been doing or that I've, you know, had attached to my life in these last couple of years. And I'm finally getting to a point where I'm becoming self-aware and I'm stopping them in their tracks. And that just goes with like stuff that are like generational curses. Like, you see it happening but you don't do nothing about it. And so for me, I'm becoming very self-aware of some things and I'm stopping it. I am making a conscious effort to hold myself accountable, and I truly feel like that's what's going to get me to ultimately being a high value, top-notch woman. I'm already high value, but like that top tier, like that's going to get me there. Being self-aware, and then once you're self-aware, taking accountability and fixing what needs to be fixed, I feel like that's so mature. And that goes hand in hand with being mature. That goes hand in hand with having class. That goes hand in hand with knowing your worth. And it goes hand in hand, all that structures a high value woman. And so that's why I kept it last, because it's so important to know your self-worth. It's so important to know who you are. It's so important to know what you struggle with, what you need to work on, what others see about you that you struggle with, and hopefully they, you know, try to figure out how you can change those things, or if you want to change those things, or if it's just personal problems with them. You know, those things, they go hand in hand. And so I just feel like being self-aware is like one of the most, I feel like the most important things when it comes to being a high value woman. Because listen, being self-aware, that is the best thing I could have ever done for myself. And it's hard. It is hard to be self-aware because you see things that you don't like, and you see things that other people don't like, and you have to make a conscious effort to change those things or to be aware of those things when they're happening. And it's not good, but once you do it, you're gonna feel so amazing. And I'm still working on that, but I feel like that's what's ultimately making me like everything else, like self-awareness and then all those other things I talked about, they just trickle along. Like everything just trickle along, and they just all wrap together to make a high value woman. So yeah, y'all, I just wanted to share these tips with y'all. I've been seeing a lot of people like on social media talking about high value women. What is a high value woman? What is this? What is that? And I wanted to put my little 2 cents in, because I feel like a high value woman is what all this stuff I just said. If you don't know where to start, hopefully you can take some of my tips and use them to, you know, become a high value woman, or get on your journey to being a high value woman. Your journey is your journey, and you're going to use different things throughout life, or different things that you feel are necessary to be that ultimate high value woman. So I hope some of my tips helped you, and I also hope that you find things that just help you in general, and you don't go by my own rule book into being the ultimate high value woman, girl. Anywho, I am about to finish this off camera. I just wanted to come and share these tips with y'all and these things with y'all in hopes that it will help someone. Hopefully it has helped someone. I'm in the comments down below, so come down there and talk to me. Like, I'm waiting on you. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out. Don't forget to like this video. It helps me a lot. And if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe so I can officially be your girlfriend. And as always, in true Ashley fashion, I'll call you back. Bye.